Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Today is Monday, the 16th of uh, April 2017, a day after tax day here in the United States. It's 6:26 in the morning, and as you can see, the sun's coming up here in KWJF here in Lancaster, California. I'm getting ready to do my flight today, and we are in the wonderful 732 that was created by FlyJSims. The airplane just keeps on getting better and better as more and more I fly it. It's just amazing the awesomeness of the airplane. There's not really much to say. I've kind of had several videos gushing over the airplane and how mistaken I was in my previous review, but it was in a different context with a different frame of mind since now that I've had an opportunity to fly the thing a lot, and I have really enjoyed it. And what has really accentuated the experience is the CIVA itself, the internal, navigation system that the CIVA has, that CIVA plugin. And I highly recommend anybody um, who gets this airplane, if you want to fly old school navigation, old school GPS. I mean, if your whole frame of mind is flying old school, then a CIVA is kind of like an automatic purchase. I mean, it's only $10 on the org store, or you could, if you have extra points by buying other aircraft at the org store, just pick it up because it's definitely worth it. After you learn how to use it, thing is just damn awesome. It just works, and that's what I could say about the 732, and that's why I've changed my tune with the 732, is because the airplane, through all the betas and all the X-plane betas and stuff that we're going through right now, the airplane just works. Everything works. Everything functions. There is no issues. I mean, I have a fairly substantial amount of other aircraft that I have acquired over the years of being part of the X-plane simulation family, if you want to call it that, and with all different iterations of the different versions of X-plane. Some airplanes work, some of their systems work, some of them don't. Yada yada yada. This airplane just works. Just in every facet, it just works, and you can't, the $69 that I paid for the airplane, it just made it worth its weight in gold. And now that I'm sitting here looking at it, you can see the sun reflection. Going off on a tangent here, you can see the sun reflection off of over here. Then you see the lights that are behind me. That light right there in particular. You can see the lights reflecting off of the PBR textures, which is just, and you can see the silhouette of the building reflecting off of the airplane. It's just a freaking awesome airplane, and I highly recommend anybody who wants to fly old school, who does not want to deal with the FMS, FMC, whatever you want to call it, and you just want something, in my opinion, simple. I highly recommend getting the 732 by FlyJSims, along with getting the CIVA plug-in at the org store. That will just accentuate and add to your experience. I really, as we go through this video today, I will, I'll show that even more. So the airplane is just freaking awesome. I mean, it's just a work of art, and even the real airplane, after it was a work of art. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless because it's just freaking awesome. So anyway, so we're gonna get ready to go here in a few minutes. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and pop in now. As you can see, I have a couple of things here that are outside the airplane. I bought JARDesign-GroundHandling ground handling equipment after talking to the developer of the 732. They were more interested in making sure the airplane itself stands the test of time. So in that context, they're generating their efforts and their investment into making sure the airplane stays current. And they're basically their update cycles is when there's major updates to X-plane or whatever. That's when they update the aircraft. That's kind of their mindset after talking to the developers. So by us having chocks and having the windows open and having the GPU with that goes with the sound that they created, that's may happen, may not happen, but after my conversations, it seems that they're more inclined to just work on the airplane itself and then leave it up to us users for other devices such as JARDesign ground handling equipment, because the ground handling equipment itself is pretty awesome too. So I'm not complaining too much about that. Yes, it's an additional cost, which is a letdown, but again, the $69 you're paying for the systems, you're paying for a bunch of other things inside the airplane that makes the airplane great and makes it worth your $69 purchase. So if you want to have the stuff on the outside, you got to go outside the box and get JARDesigns or another developer that makes ground handling equipment. That's just the way it is. So, and you can see the reflections there, which is pretty damn awesome. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and open the door, and we'll go ahead and get on inside the airplane. And oh, I forgot about that. That when you open the door, then the rails come out and attach, which is pretty neat, pretty cool. The interior has not changed. I left the interior stock. I did play around with a gentleman by the name of Bill _E. Sorry, I said that backwards. Bill _E, who created some interiors for the 732 with different airlines, and he did have a Southwest, but it just didn't set with me. I just didn't like it. I kind of like what this is, right? The stock one, just having embroidered in gold SW on the seats themselves. That's what I would like, but I made an attempt at doing that myself, and I failed miserably. So it just didn't look good. So I just went back to stock, and that's just the way it goes. I can't do anything about it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get on inside the cockpit here. And we'll go ahead and get the CIVA ready to go and everything else ready to go. And go ahead and just go through the painstakingly process of setting up the flight and where we're going today. So let me go ahead and get this. Oops, wrong button. Oopsie, wrong button. So we got this going on right here. So we'll admire the interior a second. Okay, well, that was enough admiring of the interior. Well, anyway, so let's go ahead and get some power to this thing. And now, unfortunately, with the sound of the JARDesigns, you can already hear that the GPU is already going. So we're going to have 2 GPU sounds. Can't help it. That's just the way it is. So it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and give ourselves some power here after I click on that. And I click on that, and I click on that. There we go. Now we got some go-go juice. And with the CIVA right there, we'll go ahead and now to get the CIVA active here, you can see it's all discombobulated right now. Now, as a side note, you can see how that is lit, how the ready light is lit up, even though it's all discombobulated, and which is expected because for me. I should point out that the CIVA does not connect to the airplane or does not connect to the sim until you activate the plug-in. For me, by default, for some reason, it's not connected. It doesn't automatically come in. So what I have to do is I have to go into the menu. But before I do that, I want to make a quick little comment about the lights. The lights are too low, and they're not very bright, and in order for me to get the light brighter, I had to use my creative juices a little bit, and the reason why you see this light more prominent than what you've seen in if you have this already and you see that yours is not as bright, is because I found it in the aircraft folder. I found where the CIVA light was, and I made it brighter, so that way it's more prominent when the CIVA is ready for navigation. The light blinks up and you actually see it, and it's really important when you have the sun, you know, higher at higher altitude, you know, bouncing its light off of the unit. So I took it upon myself to actually make this brighter. I need to talk to the developer and see if I can get permission, because that is from the airplane. It's not from the CIVA itself. This right here is coming from the airplane. Now, whether this is the CIVA 3D graphics right here are free or not, I don't know. I know you paid for them as far as the CIVA plugin itself, but this is built by FlyJSims, or they acquired it as a plugin, you know, to be able to put it onto their you know, into the airplane. But I made it brighter, so to make a long story short, and I need, because like I said, I think others are probably having the same problem of this thing not, you know, being very bright. But anyway, so I'm gonna go over here to the administration menu, and I'm gonna migrate over here. And you can see right now it is not checked because it is not connected to the airplane or connected into the sim. So I'll do that, and you can see now everything just went out. So now it is connected to the sim, so now we can program the CIVA when we are ready to do so. What I do is for setting up the CIVA, and this is actually the setting up the CIVA section of the video. Well, first thing, what we're going to do, because we are going to Northern California, let's go, I'm going to pick, and we have such a low weight, and we're only going 300 miles, so let's just go 28,000 feet, I guess. Could go 26, 24, because we're not going very high, just we're consuming more fuel. That's the only downside of not going very far, but oh well. Anyway. So let me, first off, what we need to do here is turn on CIVA to standby. Okay, CIVA set at standby right now, and I'll zoom in just a little bit more here so we have a little bit better look at it here. I like to look at having it at an angle like that instead of just, I mean, I could go directly on, I guess, like this. But personally, I don't like that because now this is in the way, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. Alright, close enough. Alright, so what we got to do is we got to set our points. Now, how I set the points up is I take advantage of little nav. And what you do is first point we got to do is we got to set our position. Where are we at currently on the airport? And so what gate are we at? Well, technically we are in gate we're at the main. We're right in front of the Foxy Landing here in Lancaster, California. So, in the front of the restaurant. So, what we need to do is we need to actually put this coordinate right here into the system right here. And this is the coordinate that we need to put in. And that's what tells us our position, because this is where we are. So our position is 34443. You don't do all. You only can put in with the longitude. Longitude, yeah, longitude. With the longitude, you can only put in 5 digits into the CIVA, and with the latitude, you can only put in 6 digits. And hopefully, I didn't say that backwards. If I did, I apologize, and I'm sure I'll get corrected accordingly, and that's okay. Always learning, you guys. Always learning. I'm always learning. So anyway, so like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to jump back in here in the sim, and then we're going to put those coordinates in. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to here and then hit north, and you can see the change to N to north. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in 3, 4, 4, 4, 3. And then hit insert, and then we're going to hit W for west. We're going to go 118, 129, and then hit enter. Now that is our position. That's where we currently are right now. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to switch and hit to a line, and then we're going to move right on over. And then now we're going to see that we have a 0, we have a, which I don't know what that means, I have to read up on it, and then a 9 I know is we got, that 9 is a countdown, and then 5 is the quality of the navigation. 5 is the best, 0 is the worst quality in navigation. And you don't want to move the aircraft while this is being aligned. So basically you're just, you're not flying when you're doing the alignment process. So now it's in the alignment process. It's going to do its thing, but we don't have to wait for it. What we can do is we can go ahead and go over here to waypoints, and then go over here and hit 2 or 1, I should say, and that's going to be our first waypoint that we're going to fly to. And so that's going to be Schaefer. So Schaefer is going to be our first victim, and the Schaefer VOR coordinates information is right there. So then I will hop back into the sim and we'll get that information, and then we'll start entering that data. So now we're going to go north, and that is going to be 35290. Insert, and then we're going to go west 119. Now I'm not going to jump back to it. I'll just say it. When you look, well, actually I guess I should, because you guys need to see this, so then that way you guys know what I'm talking about. You'll see right here on my west, it's kind of hard to see probably, but on my west it has 119, so it's not 119 degrees, and it says 5 minutes point 84 seconds. Well, there's no 0 there, and you have to add a 0 in the CIVA in order for the CIVA to work, because if it's not, it's going to think that it's 50 instead of just 5. It's supposed to, so what you got to do is you got to add a 0 anytime you see that in any of the numerical values, like you see 0.7 here for the decimal seconds thing for this. And also too, by the way, on a side note, I should be clear how this is configured. Normally it is set up, I'm going to see if I can find it really quick here. Units. Normally it is set up, the coordinates is set up is decimal minutes instead of hours, minutes, seconds. By me setting up with decimal minutes, it falls in line with the CIVA, and CIVA works just fine with the decimal minutes. Before I had it with hours, minutes, seconds, it was kind of a pain in the butt, and it didn't work as well. So by me changing little nav to decimal minutes, the CIVA works perfectly. It works with no issues at all. So just a little pro tip there. But anyway, back to our entering our data. So like I said, we don't have a 0, so we have to add the 0. So we got 119.05, and that would be 8. If I can see it, yeah, it's 8. And then insert. My screen on my my second screen over there is kind of hard to see. And then we move on to the next waypoint, which is going to be Clovis Fresno VOR. So the Clovis Fresno VOR, we just repeat the process. North 36530, enter, and then west 119 again, 489, insert, And then we move on to the next waypoint. See, I get geeked out on this sort of thing. This thing I like. This is when I say in my videos hands-on. This in my opinion is hands-on, and this is what I like. Whereas when you get more and more electronics, it's hands-on too to a degree, but it's not the same, and it's also not as simplistic. This is simplistic. This is easy. This is and I like simplicity. You know, simplicity. You know, you have less likely to be confused. You have less likely to have problems if everything is simple. Bare bones, simple. It's just the law, Moore's law. You have less things break when you have things simple. You get it complicated, then it breaks. You know, just the law, Moore's law. So anyway, so we got 3.8, and we got 2.6, 6. Insert and go west. Let me go 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1. Insert. And then the next one is actually going to be the airport itself. Now we're going to our approach wise, we're not, because we're going to a little bitty airport, we don't know what we're going to have here. In actuality, they're not following the paths. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add. I'm going to add some settings here. I'm sorry I'm being silent here. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to add and what I want to do here. Okay, what we're going to do, as a matter of fact, I'll just whip it on over here and I'll just show you. I'll just show you, man. I'll show you. Alright, what we're going to do is, here's our map. See, it's actually coming out of the VOR right here at Sacramento, and it's just going direct, flying over Sacramento Airport, and then go directly, and we can see we got ourselves a mountain range right here. And it's actually going direct to right there. I could do that because I have absolutely no idea what we got mountains all right here, so I might just leave it like it's such. So I'll just go ahead and put in the direct to municipal airport, or direct to Chico, and then we'll just be at a low enough altitude to play it by ear. I mean, I could theoretically, just go ahead and select this waypoint here and come in this way, but you know what, I'll just go direct. I'll just leave as advertised as what they want us to do. So if that's the case, then I'll jump back into here. Sometimes I will actually put in additional ones to line myself up with a given runway, thinking that you know, it is what it is. You know, that it's the right wind and everything else, which in some cases it doesn't happen. So, but in this case, we're just going to go directly to there, and then we'll fudge factor it in to land after I get the ATIS for the area. So north, north 39 47 7, right? Is that a 7? Yeah, it's a 7. Okay, insert. Then we're going to go west, and it's going to be west 1 2 1 5 1 5 1 5 5. Insert. Okay, so now the GPS is now entered. Now, or the GPS coordinates are now entered. Now you'll notice that we have the light here illuminated. Again, as I said in the, you know, as the start of this video, is that, and in the previous videos, that I went in and modified this to make it more intense, more brighter, so I can see it. I basically just took GIMP and using the DDS convert of the text file, or the picture file that this represents, I just increased the brightness and the contrast to actually bold it out and just make it richer. And that file is actually in the it's in the airplane itself. It's not part of the CIVA package. The CIVA package does not have this right here that you buy from the org store. It's up to the developer of a given airplane to get it and put it in here. I believe that's how it works. I could be wrong in that assessment, and so I'm sure somebody will tell me that, Dion, you're wrong, and if I am, I am. You know, I think, but regardless, it doesn't really matter. I went into X-Plane or into the FlyJSims, and I found this file in the airplane, and I modified it, and now it's brighter. Now I can see it. So now we switch over here, and you can see it's at 2, and I found that. I wait till it's to 0 before I flip it over to nav mode. I don't know why. It comes on when it's still at 2, when it's still got not 2 minutes, just 2. You know, I don't know what the identifier that 2 is. Just 2 cycles, I guess you could say, of alignment. I guess I just pulled that out of my butt, so I really don't know what that 2 insinuates, other than it's a countdown. So we just got to wait for it to get to 0 before I commit to, you know, before I commit to activating it. The intensity too is important. I mean, it wasn't very prominent, and so when you'd have the sun not directly here inside the cab, but you know, close into the cab, that it was when it would turn green, when you see this is 0, you'd see it wouldn't look any different than if it wasn't. So by me increasing the intensity, it did make it, you know, make it better. I had to do what I had to do because I just could not see it. And it's just one file. It was just one file I modified. That's all it was. It took me a whole 15 minutes, you know, to do it. Now it went to 0, so now I'm going to switch on over here to nav mode, and then I'll switch back over here to time and distance. So to the first waypoint, it's going to be 62 miles, and that'll change once we get flying. So we're good to go there. So now the CIVA has been programmed. So the CIVA is ready for operation. Alrighty, so now it's time to do our informal setup, and let's get this thing ready to rock and roll. So what we need to do now is I need to go over in here, first get into the sim, and then come on over here, and I'll go from top to bottom, turn this on, go down there, put this to standby, galley on, turn GPU on, or APU, sorry, turn that on. That's been about 3 seconds or so, I would say. And while we're waiting for the APU, seatbelts on. I don't have the FS Manager plugin enabled right now. I left that off because I was doing my prep and I didn't want things to get all out of whack. Turn on my electrics for my hydraulics, so I have do I have my stuff? Yes, I do. See it going up. See it. Gonna pitch the nose down. Right, left. Okay. Alright, so everything looks good there. This does work, right? Yep, that works. That works. Okay, so we're good to go there. Alright, so that takes care of that. So anyway, continuing on. Chico, what is the elevation of Chico Airport? It's not going to be very big. Not very. 237 feet. Alright, so hey, if we want to get crazy, 240 feet, there you go. And because we're only going, what did I say? We're not going very far, so they're saying 18,500 feet is what they, I don't know why. Oh, it's because I had that VOR selected. Well, we'll go 19,000. There you go. Why not? Go 19,000 feet. We'll burn a whole bunch of fuel. Not make any money on this project. Alright, gas for fan on. We'll switch this over once we get our bleeds all done. So that's set. We got power, so now power switch to internal power there, and then we'll go ahead and turn this off, which the only way to do that is to go over here and hit this off. Alright, so that's off. That is on. We're going to go ahead and start our collision light, tell everybody to get away from the airplane. On. Strobes will come on once we get closer. ATIS for Lancaster is going to be 1. Three, 387.
General WMJ Fox Airfield Information Sierra 1300 Zulu weather. Wind 250 at 14, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 10, dew point 0. Altimeter 2991. Arriving runway 24, departing runway 24. Advise on initial contact. You have Sierra.
Got Sierra, runway 24, and we're good to go. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, that takes care of that. I'm just scanning, make sure everything is okay. I'm sure I forgot something. So, we're going to start engine number 2. Start engine number 2. Keep our eye on the 8 ball. We're at 8%. You have our bleeds on, right? Yeah. 19%. 22% engage fuel. And wait for our oil pressure to go up. I didn't do our tests.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
All right, we'll start the next one.
Terrain. Up. Airspeed low. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slope. Bank angle. Bank angle. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10. 500.
Alright, so that's good. Look at all our lights real quick. All our lights should go because I don't have any failures turned on. I have enough failure problems in the real world here to be worried about my simulation failing on me. Crash to desktops, plug-in doesn't work. You guys get the idea. So everything looks good. I can tell. Okay. Alright, so we got that taken care of. We got that taken care of. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm forgetting. Checklists are a wonderful thing. Oh, I never use them. That's apparently obvious. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get in the air. Release parking brake. All passengers, put your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye. Here we go. Taxi light on. We'll go ahead and do our other lights on too. to throw our flaps to 2. I believe it was flaps 2. Usually about every time I do an airplane or do a takeoff, it's always flaps 2 on this airplane. So I've never had to do a flaps 3 or anything else. It always says flaps 2. So and flaps 30 degrees on landing. So yeah, Lancaster just had its air show about a week ago. Not this weekend, not this last weekend, but weekend before last. He's out, it's Monday, so it wasn't last weekend. It was weekend before, yeah, weekend before last. And I missed it, of course. Just timing just did not work out. Just the way it is, unfortunately. But it really is a fabulous airplane. I have just had nothing but fun out of it. It's worth every penny that you pay for it. Worth every penny. Just seeing everything and how everything just works. That's why I'm going to title this video. FlyJSim 732. It just works. You can't ask much more than that. Okay. Well, we're lined up. All lights on. Everything's on. I guess I could have had my logo light on, but it's kind of. But that's all right. Doesn't really matter. It's too light out here anyway. All right. So we turn this on. Get this ready. Get everything ready. Heading is going to be 24 is going to be our heading. And then we're going to set our indicated airspeed is going to be 230 knot climb. Right about there. Okay. All right. So I think I can't think of anything I need to do other than just to take off, and you'll see how crappy a takeoff I'll do. Let's see if she yells at me because I put it at a little bit higher than what. You know what I didn't do? I didn't actually engage the there. Just realized that, hey, I didn't engage the generators. We're still working off of APU power. Alright, now we're on regular power. There's probably something else I'll forget. Anyway, let's give her Jack. Give her Goose. Goose this thing. Juice this bad boy up. Nice smooth takeoff, as much as I can. Try to get airspeed come alive. Flaps up. Still getting still getting positive climb rate. Autopilot on. Well, I guess. Autopilot on. Navigation. I gotta switch to GPS. GPS switch. Indicated airspeed. We'll ignore my little thing here because I don't know why it does that. It does that sometimes. Back off our throttle a little bit. Get down to about 98%. Locking wheels. There's the airfield. Oh, now I'm outside the airplane. Oops. Clipped outside the airplane. And okay, all lights up. I'm gonna get all lights up. And I think we're good to go. And now we are in the hands of the CIVA as it is doing its thing. What did I pick? 24,000 feet? All right. Fine, we'll go 24,000 feet then. Doing stock clouds. Which turns out pretty nice. They're not too bad. Not bad looking. Okay, is there any other cleanup I need to do here? Slip this over to flight. APU can go off. Turn off bleeds. That'll automatically kick off. That is set to automatic. I think that's automatic, isn't it? Yeah, auto. Okay. Alright. Not much more to say at this point. Now it's just in the hands of the autopilot, letting it do its thing and its climb. It's a nice shot. Burning 930 gallons per hour on each tank. So that's 1,860 gallons per hour. View. I want to go out this side. Have a look over here. Very cool. We will probably have all kinds of clouds when we get there. Just deal with it. not like pressurization for some reason. That's because I don't have the packs on. Yeah, welcome to Budget Airways. You don't need no stinking air. And that's why those lights were on. So we know that works. That's I'm winking at you saying, yeah, I did that on purpose just to test to make sure it's working. Wink, wink. Proximity alert. Death Star approaching. All right. How's our temperatures doing? All right, we're kind of in the yellow there, so we probably need to back off a little bit. I'm going to back off to 85% anyway. And because of all these clouds, I would think it'd behoove me. I'll go ahead and throw on some a little bit of protection. Minus 15 degrees out there. It's kind of cold. Alright, we are going to be there in 50 minutes. So, I'm going to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with the magic of power of editing, I'm going to forego the long process getting there of staring at absolutely nothing. We'll take one little look around the airplane again. You can see there's not much going on there. We're probably going to have clouds the whole way, so I'm just going to chop this and condense it. Probably the smart way to do it. So once we get closer to destination, I will be back. 45 minutes later. Hey, I can listen to this for a while. No, better not. Let's get back to the video.
7,500 broken, temperature 7, dew point 4. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runways 13 left, 13 right, departing runways 13 left, 13 right. Advise on initial contact, you have Tango.
Alrighty, so we are, sorry about that, we're on the descent here, so I missed the starting the descent, so we are almost to Chico. They're talking about us landing on runway 13. So what I gotta do is I gotta bring that up while you guys are staring at the clouds. There's clouds everywhere, so it would have been a boring trek for you guys. Okay, we're going to switch to heading mode. Lots and lots of clouds. A lot of agriculture. So like I said, it was a boring cruise of just, there's just clouds everywhere. Had a couple of spots here and there that had the clouds peeking through and you could see the ground and that sort of thing, which was kind of cool, but all in all, it wasn't something that you guys haven't seen time and time again. So to be honest with you, you didn't miss much. More excitement now looking at the detail of the agriculture. There you go. Sounds in this airplane are just awesome. I know you're going to say, well, hey, that's Dion, that's 100% role reversal in what you said in your previous video, and that is true, it is. Again, like I said at the start of the video, I've had time to digest the airplane and had time to really fly it, and mainly because of the fact that the airplane just works with all the betas and everything else. I'm total role reversal for me. It's just the airplane is that good. And I know FlyJSim is working on the 727 right now, but having the engines in the back like that are not really my thing. They're not. I never really cared for that design of an airplane. It's just not for me. Nothing wrong with it, just not for me. What I really like somebody to build would be the Donar 228 or something that's similar, that high wing twin jet type airplane that holds right around 30-35 passengers or so, carry a healthy amount of cargo, that kind of thing. I would like one of those. Have the jet speed, but then have a high wing. That would be pretty neat. Alright, well, we are working our way, because our airport is over there somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. There's where we're going to land. It's actually got a, was it 11130? 11130, it's actually got a, the landing radio. Whatever you call that damn thing. I'm having a brain fart, can't think of it offhand. I'll just go out here a little bit. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do, come right around here in just a second. Make our spin. It'll grab the approach. I think I'm out of the range of the approach. Oh, I know why it's not grabbing the approach. I got the wrong damn button. That's why. There we go. That's not the airport we're looking for. It's got to get lined up. As you can see it way out there.
Chico Muni Information Tango. 1400 Zulu weather. Wind 110 at 8, visibility more than.
my landing speed? My landing speed's supposed to be at 117 knots. Wow, didn't know this airplane can get that slow. I'm at 30 degrees now, right? Yes, I am. I'm at 30 degrees. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? Oh, I know what happened. Ah! This has happened before, where my reversers would mess up, and that sucks. Okay, I was on board and takeoff. Try that again. See, that was a 49 frames per second, or frames per second, feet per minute. That was perfect. That sucks. That's a SciTech thing. For some reason, SciTech does that from time to time. You throw your reversers on, and then it would, like it's going full throttle. So, that's okay. We'll just go right back around and we'll do this over again. Now I'm hand flying it at the moment. Just makes the my job harder, that's all. it up again. See, this is why I do not have self-inflicted failures happen, because I get failures just with my equipment and everything else without having to have X-Plane force the failures, you know, engine flame outs and all other stuff. I just have these other problems, so don't need it. Turn to 40 again. Slow down. Throw some flaps in. A little higher this time. That was a real nice landing too. That's just so disappointing. Yeah, now I'm entering it too low. Okay, I'll just let it catch itself up. I'll just stay where I'm at. And try it again. What a bummer. Staying right around 129, 130 knots. Just trying to keep my speed under control. I just hope it doesn't do it again. Long landing this time. Or not long landing, but long... my nose is starting to pitch up because I'm getting too slow. Great practice, right? All right. Now I got the low fuel warning. Low fuel. Worked that time. I gotta figure where I gotta go. All those trees right there is where, it's where I go. Never been to an airport with a... I think I'm going to go... Oh, wait a minute. Is there stuff over there? Yeah, there's stuff over there. The actual airport's over there. I think they need to do exclusions on this. So this is the stock X-plane. This isn't... That's funny. Okay, so I guess we go through the forest to get where we need to go. Because I see the tower on the other side, so they need to build some exclusions in here. I think I'll just go over this way because I can't see anything over there. That's funny. Yeah, that's general aviation over there. Let's go this way. I guess I need to turn off all my lights and stuff. I don't think we need to run into the helicopter. Maybe airport looks just fine. Just has a problem with the trees. Okay, there's a stand right there. I think that's a stand. Hey, they got some Phantoms right there. Oh, it looks like it's down here, I guess. There's probably admin right here, where these flagpoles are. Didn't look like a bad little airport, but yeah, we'll just use this as our spot. That's funny. Okay, brakes on, generator on, convert to chip power. That's off. Back to ground. Don't plan on going anywhere. Alright, let's go ahead and pop out. Get our pressure where it's supposed to be. You open the valve, I think it is. Yep, and it comes available. And we should finish this flight. And success. Yay, I got paid. So, Flight Jobs works. It did it no problem. Of course, this is a K to a K, so K meaning the identifier is a 4-digit identifier from one to another. So I was expected, just should have worked. Cool. Well, we successfully made it here. So, well, guys, I appreciate you guys watching the video with all the drama with landing and having my reversers not work like they were supposed to and all that sort of thing, but was able to. It worked on the second time around, and then of course we have the trees here on the, what shouldn't be here, which is kind of weird, but hey, whatever. CIVA worked exactly as intended, no problem at all. So all in all, this flight was a success, so I am pretty happy. So you guys take care and you have yourselves a great one. This is Dion Soul here in Chino, California. So have yourselves a great one, guys. You guys take care. Bye-bye. Appreciate you watching.